through enduring hardships. The tears of pain I shed today will be the tears of joy I shed tomorrow. The brave never fall. We rise and maintain balance through freedom and connection. I'm Coach mjdtiger, life coach and mentor. Helping others find their passion, peace, and purpose in life brings me my passion, peace, and purpose in life. And if no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Welcome to Vibes. No drama. It just leads to uncontrollable stress and anxiety. There are more peaceful options to dealing with what affects us. I have found that the term drama, clearly theatrical, over the top, flamboyant, scripted at times, acting. It doesn't feel real because a lot of times it can be avoided. So when I say the word drama, I'm looking at it in the terms of it can be avoided and there are better options to the reaction, the response that we're getting in those moments. And if we can channel and tune in to those types of things, when we're able to not only figure out the best solution to a current situation, a current problem, the best solution isn't one that is going to lead you inevitably to stress and anxiety. The best option should always be explored. Detachment is how I approach that method. It is how I find peace in those moments. But you got to have a dance partner. The situation, the people in that situation, those things have to have a certain level of peace within themselves to be able to again have a dance partner with this. It doesn't do you any good to try to look for peace when there's stress all around you. That's why who we have around us, if they're full of drama and they're toxic, they're not going to serve you with peace. That's where decision making is coming from on our end. We have to choose the best solutions that lead to peace. We have to jettison any person, place, or thing that brings drama. How are you feeling? How are you feeling mentally within your mind? How are you feeling physically within your body? How are you feeling emotionally within your heart? How are you feeling spiritually within your soul? These are the questions that I ask myself every morning, throughout the day, and at night before I lay my head down on my soft, comfortable pillow, close my eyes for peaceful and hopefully powerful sleep. Mind, body, heart, and soul. I ask myself, how am I feeling mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually? And I ask you in this moment to take a moment for yourself, a moment of silence, and ask yourself, how are you feeling? best things in life come with a cost. Course correct on the fly. Of course, crash when we've lost. We should take what we're taught, yet modify what we've learned. Inside, feel the fire that burns. Outside, rise from the ashes. A soaring phoenix of actions, feelings of passion, forward momentum and traction. Positive reactions only to life's natural disasters. For those who are open-minded, rational, choose to grow without blindfolds. You're not alone. You have a chance too. And what that means is forward momentum leads to second chances in life, redemption, a new day, each and every day that brings hope, that brings peace, passion, and purpose. And that's the goal, to fulfill all those things and to keep going with forward momentum. Vibes, Episode 4, Have Faith in Your Future. Redemption. Redemption from who you were. Could be decades ago, could be 5 minutes ago. Redemption is happening all the time. It's what we choose to focus on. Are we going to choose to focus on misery, what we did wrong, those disappointments, what somebody said in the store to us earlier, somebody honked at us in traffic, we didn't get a good grade on our paper, we were late to church, we didn't get that promotion at work, our relationship failed? All of these things require some level of redemption on our own part. And if we focus on that, external, congratulations, everything is going on around you. All you can do is just look around and celebrate the fact that we interacted with those things in the first place. That just means we're human. That just means we're alive. But the good part about this is that the redemptive part of these things is that it opens up the window to grow. I talked about in my last podcast series, Visions, the glass with no windows. The glass with no windows. The windows without glass. That when you're inside of your home, if there's a window and there's no glass, yes, your first inclination could be, hey, I could jump out of here. But it could also be what can get in. And when we're looking for a new start, a fresh start, when things feel hopeless, when things feel out of our control, when we seem like we just cannot make those right decisions at those right times and those right moments, when it seems like we make the wrong decisions at the wrong times and the wrong moments, these are the moments where we have to step back and say, whoa, yeah, I may have messed up. Yeah, I may have made the best decision of my life. But that moment is gone. And now there's a new moment. That moment is gone. Now there is a new moment. That day is gone. Now there's a new day. When you think of it like that, the redemptive qualities within us are renewed daily. It's how we choose to use that next moment, that next day, to serve us. Are we going to forget about what happened yesterday? The good, the bad, and the ugly of the day before? The wrong decisions, the right decisions? Are we learning from these things? Are we avoiding the things that we're not doing so well? Are we trying to grow in the right areas? Are we too focused on what's happening that's great and not focused enough on what's happening that isn't particularly working for us? These are questions we have to ask ourselves every single day. As I've been doing with these last few podcasts, I've been sharing a short story. You'll notice a common theme with these short stories is that I'd never do anything that is disconnected, yet they're free. So each one of these stories are free to be read for themselves. They can tell their own story within each chapter. But they are all connected. And if you missed the previous two, I'd recommend that you go to listen to those two podcasts, even if it's the story part of it. I usually put them at the beginning of the monologue because it tied directly into this one, and they will continue to tie into each other into the conclusion of episode 12 of this particular podcast series. And this story is story number 3, The Fiery Autumn Leaves. She loved fall, by far her favorite season of the year. A season of change in so many ways. She felt more peace in autumn than any other time of year. The single tree in her front yard was her happy place. Once the leaves began to fade into the warm colors of fall, gently raining to the ground from the branches above, she could sit for hours at the base of the large tree amongst the leaves and the inevitable changes. Her mother and father were away on holiday. She had the house all to herself for a week, and this was the first day of silence she had been privileged to in so long. Solitude was necessary for her, not all the time, but when she, like the tree her back was resting upon, went through the inevitable changes in her life, there was both an emptiness within her and yet the undeniable feeling of hope. Hope. That's a word she struggled with. There had been so many decisions, major life decisions, that she had gotten completely wrong for herself. You have to trust yourself, she could hear her mother saying. You're all over the place. Baby, too many choices are just that. Too many. The girl picked up a large red-orange leaf from the pile of leaves she sat upon. She held it up to the sun, which was just showing over the rooftops of the houses from across the street. Covering the sun with the leaf, suddenly the leaf appeared to be on fire. She smiled, thinking of her father. If you don't get your head out of the clouds, child, you're going to trip over your own damn feet, he would always say to her whenever she was clearly distracted, doubting a decision or unsure of her future. Me and your mother do agree on one thing, she recalled him always saying. Oh, just one thing, her mother would playfully shout at him, demanding the usual correction to that provoked statement. Well, of course, my love, we agree on so many more things, but I'm focusing on this one point, he would respond with a mischievous grin. My beautiful daughter, you have to trust yourself. Once you do that, truly learn to trust yourself. The obvious will be obvious, and the less obvious will be blind to you because it won't even be an option. At that moment, she still hadn't learned to trust herself completely, yet there was progress. She trusted her intuition that her hope in something powerful coming into her life would one day happen, and she would trust herself enough to not allow that moment to come and go due to it not being obvious to her. She had to hope that it would be the right moment to make the right decision. There was a slight cold chill in the wind, causing the hairs on her arms to rise, even underneath her sweater. Although externally she was cold, within her heart there was warmth. She suddenly heard the footsteps of someone approaching along the sidewalk, moving towards her driveway from the left. Lowering the leaf from in front of the sun, she glanced over at the approaching person. Walking casually on the sidewalk, pushing alongside him a bike with the back tire completely deflated. He slowed in front of her yard and nodded to her. She smiled and waved shyly. He looked up at the tree with the fiery autumn leaves, then into her eyes. My dad has a tree just like that. It's beautiful. Her smile grew wider. My grandparents planted it right here when they were young. It's sort of our unofficial family tree, she said, placing her right hand on the tree. I love the leaves this time of year. Same with my grandparents. Planted our tree when they were young, and it's kind of our family tree too, he responded. Your leaves are better, though. What's your name, she asked. Will, he answered. And your name? Autumn, she responded. Nice to meet you, Will. The two talked for hours, seated with their backs against a tree. Little did both of them know the impact they would have on each other for the rest of their lives. At that moment, they both had faith in their futures. Developing and writing these short stories reminds me that the unexpected happens all the time in life. You meet a special someone, you arrive at a special place, you obtain a special thing that happens, which seems like once in a lifetime. That is the point of having faith in your future. It's nearly impossible, unless you're some super psychic, to even conjure up in your mind all the possibilities of what could happen to you tomorrow, let alone 10 years from now. So we have to have hope and faith in the people that are around us, the things that we have, the places that bring us peace and bring us purpose and bring us the passions in life to actually want to get up each day and do life, not for everything and everyone and every place else, but do life for ourselves. It's hard. But when we have people alongside us and we have those things in our life that brings us passion and purpose, and we're at the right places in life that brings us our passions and our purpose, suddenly that hope seems a lot warmer. It seems much more tangible and obtainable than when we're going against the grain. Again, we talked about drama earlier. When we're in toxic relationships, when we're in places that are bringing us stress, and we have things that are bringing us things that are like, addictions and causing us mental stress, and our mental health is all messed up, and we're starting to really unravel as a person, none of those things are positive. We have to focus on the positive things, shift in those directions, and focus on them. And the goal is to stay there. When you find someone that's positive, when you find something that's positive, some place that's positive, staying there is the goal. The target is there. That is the objective. It's not to move into it, get overwhelmed by it, doubt it, take it for granted, and then jettison it. That's not the goal. You're not guaranteed another. When you find someone that makes your heart skip a beat, literally, when you find someone that is good for you, that brings you peace, joy, and happiness, the person is not perfect. And how do we know that? Because you are not perfect and I am not perfect. None of us are perfect. But they check off enough of the boxes in the right areas that make you feel not whole and complete. That's your job, to feel whole and complete, not theirs. But they fill in the blanks of the right spots in your life that will make your union that much better. Their weaknesses are your strengths. Your weaknesses are their strengths. Equally yoked, being together, completely in harmony and symmetry, super, extra super difficult to find, let alone to maintain. The goal is peace, no drama. When we find those type of people in our life, and I'm a person who I will not allow anyone in my life that doesn't bring me peace, that doesn't inspire me, and I will not allow myself to be in someone else's life if I don't inspire them and I'm not bringing them peace. If that is the case, that is the place we want to be, that we can actually start to grow, literally grow more hope each and every day. Because all those stress and worries and anxieties start to go out the window. Again, the window with no glass. We can start tossing stuff out that window, but allow in all the stuff that we do want at the exact same time. Who says we have to complete one to obtain the other? There are plenty of relationships out there where people are working on themselves and their partner is there to support them and get them through it, because that is their purpose. That is their passion. They want to do that for the person that they love. Same for the things that we have in our life. We'll go the extra mile to get that house. We'll go the extra mile to get to that job. But we don't often do those sort of things for ourselves. And when we don't do these things for ourselves, and we find out later on that when we look back at these moments, those were the moments that weren't so obvious, that those were the decisions we should have been making at the time. We were maybe disillusioned, maybe we're getting bad advice. Whatever the reason is, we made the wrong decision at the wrong time, at the wrong moment, at the wrong crossroads moment, and didn't realize that that decision we were making, that choice we were making, was going to change the course of our lives long term and affect more people than we realize. And when we think of these things in those terms, we have to identify for ourselves as individuals what's going to make us have the most hope each day, that have us have faith that is actually something that is positive, not just blind faith where we're, it's good to take a leap of faith, but we don't want to be doing that every single day. We want to do that on things where we can trust our intuition and say, this person is worth taking the risk. I'm willing to take a leap of faith for this person, this place, this thing. But they shouldn't be occurring so frequently in your life that every single day you're taking a leap of faith about some person, place, or thing. If you do, hey, and you can make it work, yo, go ahead. That's your prerogative. I'm not here to tell you otherwise. The Brave Never Fall is not about telling you what to do. It's about raising questions and each individual answering those questions for themselves, then going out and seeing what they can do with the answers that they find for themselves. And hopefully along the way, you can pick up more peace, pick up more passion, purpose. You can pick up more joy. You can pick up more in your life that leads you completely away from drama, unnecessary, toxic drama from any person, place, or thing. And if that road was easy, I would tell you, you need to make it harder. Because oftentimes, the harder it is to get through these things, the bigger the payoff. Who wants to do something easy? That's fine to do something easy a few times, but at some point, just like your muscles, in order to build muscle, you can't do easy workouts every single time you decide to do a physical activity. At some point, you got to raise the bar. You have to push yourself a little bit more. And that's no different in life. What's the point of hoping just a little bit? What's the point of having a little bit of faith? What's the point of having a little bit of joy, a little bit of peace, a little bit of anything? Why not get more? Your future, our future, the people that we love, the people we want in our lives, deserve more than just a little bit. Have to push to get forward momentum. Forward momentum is not caused by a little tap, a little whoo. No, you have to actually dig in and make that forward momentum as powerful as it can possibly be, to get as much traction as you can possibly get, to get as far as you possibly can, and to obtain as much knowledge, wisdom, and much as, again, we're talking about gaining here. You want to get stronger each day. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, stronger each and every day. And you can't do that if you're just, this is a little bit, I'll just try it. Get that word try out of your vocabulary. Just do it. If I thought about every single thing that I did in life, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast right now. This comes from me not worrying about it. It comes from me just doing it. I just do it because I know I'm going to grow and learn from it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it goes back to these relationships that we have. A lot of people don't even enter relationships because it doesn't seem perfect. What does that even mean? Ask yourself a question. Here's an exercise. Go in the bathroom, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, in that reflection, does that person look perfect to you? And if the answer is no, then you cannot expect that from other people. And the same thing with everything we have in our lives. There is no perfection. What there is the illusion of we can get to as close to perfection as possible. But if you really gained it, that would mean that's the end. And in life, there is no end when it comes to these things. Why would you want it to end? Why would you want to stop growing at some point? Why would you want your relationship to stop growing? Why would you want the things around you to not serve you the way that it used to? Why would you want anything to stop if it's good for you? That's why we have to have faith in our futures. Future. Infinite. Not have faith in our end. Have faith in our future. Meaning ongoing. Meaning we have to prepare for anything. But who says we have to look light years ahead in the future? We can just look to tomorrow. Hell, we can just look an hour from now. I try not to look any further than what I know I can control, which is moment to moment. It's nice to put together a game plan. It serves as guide markers. Those guide markers can change at any moment. Then what's the second game plan? What's the third? What's the fourth? What's the fifth? That's where the hope comes in, because we have to hope, because we know it's obvious that in the future, no matter what happens, no matter how much faith we have, we don't know what option is going to pop up. We plan for option A, and we may get to option ZZ before we realize that was the best option. We went through the alphabet twice to realize ZZ was the best option. That is the human definition of life for anybody. As a human being, we have so many options that looking too far ahead and trying to say, well, it's got to be this one. It's going to be option B on day 3 of next week, and everything's going to go perfect. You need to start coining that one, because you're going to make a lot of money if you can make that stick every single time. It's extremely hard. It's too many moving parts. So we have to have faith in what we can control. And how do we make tomorrow better? By doing the best right now, today. We can guarantee a lot of things for tomorrow, but we don't focus on how we can make those things guarantees today. People say, I want to eat better tomorrow. Why don't you just start today? I want to work on my communication, my relationship tomorrow. Why don't you start today? The list goes on and on and on. Why be better tomorrow and be mediocre today? Why say I'm going to end this addiction I have tomorrow when you can start today? Why say I'm going to start working on my relationship or working on myself for a relationship tomorrow when you can start today? As human beings, we tend to always gravitate towards people who have a positive growth mindset. It's very attractive for a lot of people. There's nothing attractive, and this is not to bash anyone, because this is where I was for a very long time, so I feel like I can say this openly. There's nothing attractive about somebody who thinks there's something they are not. And everybody can see it except them. That was me. I thought I was in shape. I was not. I thought I was the smartest guy in the room. I was not. I thought I could go down plan B and make this option, make this option, and make this option, and I'm going to get this result. And I really thought that was going to work, and it didn't work. I found out the hard way that what I was doing was procrastinating. While I was waiting for all these things to happen, I could have been proactive in making all sorts of other options work in my favor easily. Again, that word easily, because we all can start there. There's nothing wrong with starting off easy. I could have easily started anywhere and built upon it, but I wouldn't even accept that as an option. I just wanted to skip over the easy, skip over the medium, the hard, and just get to the rewards of what someone else would have worked their asses off to get. I wanted it easy. That's not how it works. I had no faith in my future. I had no hope. I had no passion, no direction, no purpose. It wasn't until I found true purpose, passion, is when peace and joy and everything about my life started leaning towards get rid of any person, place, or thing that brings negative drama, toxicity, anything that is going to hold you back from you living the life you want to live. Whether they realize it or understand it or acknowledge it or not, that's not my problem. You have to have that forward momentum, and once I started that forward momentum, I never looked back. That doesn't mean that every year since then I haven't had issues and things haven't popped up. Of course they do. But it's not about the things popping up. It's not about the issues. It's not about the failures and disappointments. It's how you react to them. Are you going to give up? You're going to turn into a different person, but in the wrong direction? Or are you going to have faith in your future and say, no, I know what was there. I know what I can get to. I had some bumps in the road. I had to face the mountain, the volcano, but I'm still here. And I still have faith and I still have hope. That mindset in this moment, not accepting easy, willing to have even more positive growth mindset, forward momentum for tomorrow, but you're acknowledging it now. That is so damn powerful. It is so much of a tool you can use every single day. It is so beautiful to be able to have that mindset and grow each and every day, knowing that you have faith, not just in a higher power, not just in other people, places, and things, but truly have faith in yourself. That is why it's so powerful. That is why it's so beautiful. That is why it is so essential for us to look at our futures with hope and faith and understand that it's not going to be easy, even if we could make it easy, even if we can, even if we do. We have the option, if we want to make it harder, and we grow into an even better person, to actually push ourselves beyond what we even thought we can do for ourselves. It doesn't get much more positive than that. You can tap into that every single day. You can tap into the fact that you're essential, and that, yes, all the external means a lot, but it's what's burning inside of you that's really going to get that forward momentum going. That's what's really going to get that fire going. That's what's really going to get that passion and purpose going. That's what's going to burn away all the drama and negativity and the toxic people in your life. Being able to jettison those things when they don't serve you, that will be easy. And it'll leave all the room for the hard stuff for you to endure and get over, and you will. I know it because I've done it. And if all the negative feedback that I've ever taken, and people telling me I won't do this and I can't do that, and you're not good enough, if I listened to all that bullshit, I would have been dead a long time ago. But I'm still here, I'm still fighting, and I still have hope and faith in my future because I trust myself and I know where I need to be. And when I have that mindset, everything aligns around me with ease. And that's the part I do want to be easy. I don't want what I'm obtaining to be easy. I want what's around me to be easy. The things that I attract, I want that to be easy. Because I've earned it through hard work. I've earned it through belief. I've earned it through answering the call of my passion and purpose and using it for good to help other people. It's different for each person. Your blueprint is different from mine. Mine is different from yours. But what's the same is that we have options. There's sometimes too many. Sometimes it's not enough. Action, not inaction, action, forward momentum. You won't know what those options are if you don't go towards them. You can't stand at the window with no glass, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to know what I keep mentioning that for. It's from the previous podcast series. I put a link in the description below with the Windows Without Glass podcast. Can't stand there and just keep tossing stuff out but not letting anything in, or letting everything in and not tossing anything out. We need balance. Balance is all about positivity. Once you balance everything out, inevitably positivity comes right along with it. But there has to be action. There has to be belief in more than just the external. There has to be belief in the internal, within yourself. Stronger the internal belief, the more powerful the external belief. Whatever you believe externally, you have to be internally. You want positivity externally, you have to be positive internally. You want peace internally, you need peace externally. And so on and so on. You have to have faith in your future. Otherwise, what are you doing? What are we doing? What are we all doing if there's no faith that there are positive things coming along? That person, that place, and that thing, the positive things, they do come I'm not just saying this. This aren't just words. I'm living it right now. It happens. It's uncontrollable. It's unexplainable. But you'll realize it's right. And that's all you need. It doesn't always need an explanation. It doesn't always need rationalization of why this happened. We don't always have to have all the answers to the questions. We embrace the positive, the peace and the joy, the drama, all that's gone. You have it within you right now. Tomorrow will be here tomorrow, whether you like it or not. Or maybe it won't. And that's something to think about too. Stay on the positive side. Tomorrow will be here before you know it. You have time today. What are you going to do for the rest of the day that's going to make tomorrow better? That's the question. Those are the answers. Answer the call to that, and that'll lead you right towards having faith every single day in your future. Hope will be a part of you like a tattoo. And if no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall. We rise and maintain balance.